Welcome to 35 to 1 Roulette Cruising. This is Cruisin Debrief for Utopia of the Seas. Welcome. We had earned why am I not able to talk this morning? Okay. So we made the 2.5-hour drive down to Port Canaveral. We boarded Utopia of the Seas this past Monday. We had 2 cabins on this cruise, instant certificates that we had earned back in March. So we had 2 interior cabins. My wife had one, I had one. I took my daughter and she took a friend with her. So all 4 of us were able to go on this cruise. I think I had made a video before saying this cruise costed us $900. So that was including the loss on the cruise to get the certificates, and the taxes and port fees added up to just right at $900. I think $905 for this cruise. And at the time we booked it, it was like $6,500 for the 2 cabins. So quite the savings for that. Let's check out those cabins. All right, here's our room. 9464, deck 9. And here it is. Interior. We had the beds separated. That's a word of advice. Have the bed separated. Makes the room feel a little bit bigger. And of course, big TV on the wall. A little bit of vanity there. Couch. I don't think it folds out. And no, couch does not fold out. You have storage. Your safe there beside the couch. There's a hanging closet right here beside the couch. And then here's the bathroom. Bathroom is pretty nice. Got a pretty big area for the shower. And of course, all the normal things that you would find in a bathroom. All right, so now let's go check the second room. All right, there's the first room. Let's go find our second room here. All right, 9460 is the second cabin we have on Utopia. And it looks exactly the same as the other one. Nothing really different. The bed's together, but the girls have made a request to have the bed separated, give them a little more room. So it's the same typical interior cabin. So 2 cabins, 2 people each on Utopia of the Seas. Let's see how this cruise goes. So let's get off into the Cruisin Debrief. So on day 1, we try not to dive into it too much on day 1. We kind of fill it out. We want to check the ship out and things like that. And of course, it's a new ship. So we did, a lot of walking around, looking around for a little while, and until the casino opened later that night. Went to dinner, of course, and then we went to the casino afterward. So day 1, or night 1, whatever you want to say, I'll try to put the graphic up so you guys can follow along here. So if you can see it, the day 1, let's see. So I had like 4 sessions. So if you notice, I play I play roulette mostly, but I do go to the craps table, but I never go to the craps table with a lot of money. I normally go to the craps table just like with 20 bucks and see if I can turn it into 100. And so that's typically my play. I get, the way I play is a little frowned upon because I'll normally walk up with 20 bucks. I'll wait while the point is on. And if they make the point, then I'll buy in when the point goes off, because chances of hitting another point, it's a little slim. So I kind of try to take advantage of that. So I'll buy in for 20 bucks. I'll put $10 on the don't pass, which some people don't like, but you know, hey, that's my style of play. You can play it how you want to. I'm not going against the table. I mean, I want everyone to win at the table. I'm always wanting people to win because the casino's winning too often. So I love for the players to win. That's why I don't buy in for a lot. Okay, so I go for $20. I put $10 on the pass line, and several times on this cruise, they hit a 2 or a 3, so I got another $10 off of them. So I'm sitting there with $30. So then the points established. So I normally buy go on the 5 and 9, kind of let that go. It's kind of my typical play of craps. $10 on the don't pass. When the points established, I do $10 on the 5, $10 on the 9, and just see what happens. And if 5 or 9 hits, I collect the $14, but then I take the $4 and do the hard ways 6 and 8. That's my style of play. All right, and then after that, I just collect. All right, normally, unless I feel like the shooter's on a good roll, and then I'll start pressing and stuff like that. Anyway, so that's my typical craps play if anybody's interested. All right, so if you look on night 1, I went to the first session. I went to the non-smoking casino, which I don't like the non-smoking casino, to be honest. The feel in there is, it's too quiet. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. It just doesn't feel comfortable. Of course, you don't have the smoke you're having to deal with, but the games and stuff like that, it's like really quiet. It just feels odd, especially if you're sitting in there by yourself, because you're just sitting there playing. There's no one else sitting with you. That session, I was sitting there by myself for most of the session. Did have a guy come in and sit down a little ways into it, but I wasn't there very long. But it's kind of uncomfortable because you're sitting there playing and the dealer, and it's like, just seems a little odd. That's all. So I didn't play the non-smoking casino, but the one session. Just because of that. It's just like, I like the feel of people. I like the entertainment purpose of it, the playing the games and chit-chatting with people and stuff like that, because I'm a little bit, like my wife says, I'm a little bit of an extrovert. But, hey, I enjoy talking with people. So anyway, so I sat down, I played the point pusher, and I don't think I was betting that high. I think I just sat down and did, I think I did like $45 or something on it. I really was just filling it out and seeing how it went. But if you notice, I was only there 10 spins. So I wasn't there very long, but I bought in for $300 and I lost $300. So that was a very bad session of point pusher. It seemed to hit every number that I didn't need to hit, right? So bad session, but I got good points off of it. So that first session right out the gate, 10 spins, I got 117 points for it. So if you look over points per spin, that's 11.7 points per spin. So that means, in my math and how I'm figuring things out, is they had me at $117 for my average. Somehow, I don't think I pressed it. I might have gone to 90 just to try to recover or something like that, but I don't recall pressing it. But anyway, so I got rated really good on the non-smoking roulette table. But I didn't feel comfortable sitting there playing, so I didn't go back down there. So I went down to the other casino, sat down. I bought in with $150. I was out $250, so that was a profit of $100. But I was only there 2 spins, but I played the high-low pressure at $60. So with the $60, it's 20-20-20. If you can get that to cycle one time, that is a $100 profit. So it goes 20-20-20, and if it lands, you win $40, but you press your bets up, and then if you win again, that is a $100 profit. So you buy in for 60, you walk away with 160, which is why I have $100 profit on that one. I was there for 2 spins. That's all I did. I wanted to try it and just see if I could make $100 profit because I had lost $300. So I did it one time. This was a test. Can I do it once? Let's see if it can cycle through one time, and I did it. All right, 2 spins, profit $100. I walked away. All right, then I went over to the craps table. I did what I said I'd do. I buy in for $20. I lost the $20, and hey, that's okay. All right, so then so I went back to the roulette table again, bought in for 60 to try the high-low pressure one more time to see if I could get it to cycle. And of course, it didn't work that time. But I was there for 5 spins for it because it kept hitting to where it was a push. And then I think it probably hit, one of these middle ones that I lost, one of them, so I had to reduce it down. So that's how it goes. All right. So anyway, so I lost. It finally hit on a number that I didn't have covered, and there it went. All right. So that was night one. Let's see, night one. Night one, I like to keep up with my buy-in totals. So night one, I had a total buy-in of $530, but I had a $280 loss for the night. Okay. All right. So then here we go. We go to day two. Day two, I really didn't play that much. I had one long session of roulette. I bought in for 200, walked away with 70. Let's see, I was there for 40 spins, but if you look at my points per spin, it's 4.37. Okay. So which means every 10 spins is $43. They had my average somewhere around $45 because I bought in. I played the 6-2. It's kind of what I started with, and then I went to the high-low pressure, and everything was kind of falling apart on me. I was down to my last. I guess I was playing with $2 chips. I was down to my last $28. So I put the yin and yang strategy out. I covered 14 numbers with 14 chips. It hits. That's a $70 profit, or $70 win. I tipped the one chip, which was $2. So I walked away with $70. But, I earned 175 points for that session. Okay, so 40 spins, 175 points. And then I went to craps. I did craps a couple of times that day. And, it kind of did okay. But, hey, I'm not making any points on craps. So if you look to see, I'm there for like 5 shooters and 3 shooters, but I only got 22 points, and then one time I didn't get any points. So, which is why I don't play craps. I don't get any points for craps. That's just me because I don't buy in for enough. I don't play long enough. But anyway, but my wife was doing really good. She was doing really good with slots. And so she went over to play the slots. I got through playing, I think, a long session of roulette. And so I went over to figure out what she was doing. Let's check her out on slots. Emily's killing it on the slots. Let me show you.
Watch it.
All right, so that was just a little bit of her gameplay on slots. Now, she had another big win a little later for like $450. So she buys in for $100, tries it, but we found one machine. She found one machine that was really doing good for her. It was kind of on a hot streak for her on that day too. And so she kind of stuck with it for the day, and and I think she made probably $500 or $600 for the day in total. So it's a good day for her on the slots. So we roll into day 3 now. So day 3, I did a little slots. I did some roulette, of course, craps. I played some craps, and just kind of the highlight for day 3. Let's see here. So I did roulette for 32 spins. 138 points, 4.3 points per spin. I was playing the hot press corners and high-low pressure, but that was a $300 buy-in with a $365 walk-away. Okay, so that's a $65 profit. Let's see, come on down here a little bit. Let's see if we got anything else that's kind of noteworthy here. Most of the stuff I played for the day was it's kind of the high-low pressure. That's kind of what I was playing because that seemed to be working. So I was kind of sticking with that a little bit, and then I would go over to the craps table, and I would play the don't pass and the 5 and 9 or the 6 and 8. It's according to how much money I had in my rack if I would play the 6 and 8 or I would play the 5 and 9 on the craps. Let's see. So high-low pressure, high-low pressure. I like to keep up with what strategies I'm playing because some of them work, some of them don't, of course. So that was it. So pretty well for day 3. So day 3, I had a total buy-in for day 3, which was my busiest day, was $1,030. So I bought in for $1,030. That is all of my buy-ins all added up, and I had a profit of $282 for the day. Okay. All right. So then we roll into day 4. Day 4 was a complete disaster. Okay, so day 4 is when the casino got all their money back, right? Plus a little bit. All right, so day 4, let's dive into it some. So I did a session of roulette, 32 spins. I did a $100 buy-in, but I won. I was at $266 when I walked away, so that's $166. So that was a profit on that. But I was trying the 6th Street strategy. I wanted to give it a try just to see if I could make it work, to see if it could be profitable. I know it can be profitable if you can get in the right session with it. But the bad thing about it is, if you notice, I played 32 spins, but I only received 55 points for those 32 spins. And the reason that is because the 6th Street strategy is only $12. It starts at $12. And if you lose, it goes to 24. And if you lose, it goes to 36. And if it loses after that, you go to 72. Okay, so it's kind of one of those, it's a progression. But if they come over and check your average and you're at the $12 spot, that's where your average is going to be. So that strategy is not made for points. It's mostly made to try to make some profit. And it worked out that session. So $100 in, $266 out, profit of $166, but I only received 55 points for it. And that is 1.71 points per spin, so that kind of throws in, it's about a $17 average is where they had me. All right, let's see, so what else? So I went to craps, bought in for 80, lost it. That was probably like 4 times I put in $20 and just to try to see if I could get going with it. Let's see. So I had another session of roulette, 42 spins, $200 buy-in. I lost all $200, and I only received 76 points. And again, I was doing the 6th Street strategy, and then I had to switch over to the high-low pressure. But they only had me at 1.8 points per spin. So an $18 average is what I'm thinking there. Let's see, which wasn't good. I mean, it's not a very good average, and to lose $200. And then I'm like, okay, so I was down for the day. So I'm like, I'm going to try to get it all back. Let me buy in for $300 and see if I can run the high-low pressure, do some hot press corners, did some 6th Street, and even did some 2 dozen. And that dealer hit every number that it didn't need to hit. I mean, it was like it kind of started good, and it was like, oh man, we're going to do pretty good. I'm going to recover this money. And then all of a sudden, it was like, the high-low pressure, it would hit one of the six that's not covered. Then it did that 2 or 3 times, and I'm like, well, I need to change something else. Did the hot press corners. It would hit, down here and down here, just kind of zeros, and it did it 2 or 3 times. I'm like, well, darn, let me change it to something else. So I changed it to 6 streets, to try to recover it, if I could. He hit the numbers that I didn't need to hit. And then finally I was down to like my last, I don't know, $20, give or take, and put it here, and bam, it was all gone. And literally, I went 15 spins, lost $300 for that, and only earned 63 points. So they had my average at, I would say, $40. It says 4.2 points per spin. So anyway, so for the entire cruise, the average per spin that I was receiving, and that was with craps and roulette all combined, 3.39 points per spin. So, that's some helpful information for those of you that play kind of the style of play I play. I'm not a high roller. I'm a $100 to $300 buy-in kind of guy. And my averages, are anywhere between, $12 to $50. It's kind of, per spin, is kind of where I'm at with my style of play. But for day 4, I had a total buy-in of $680. I had a total loss for the day of $414. So if you look, my total for the cruise, total buy-in, so every roulette session, every crap session, every slot session, I added all that up. So I put in $2,525 into the casino. And I had a total loss of $482. So, it's not terribly bad. So now let's look at our total points. My total points for the cruise, or we'll go my cruise win-loss. I lost $482. I earned 919 points. And my cost per point was 52 cents. Okay. Now my wife, she had a total buy-in of $1,380 for the cruise. She actually had a profit of $66 for the cruise. Her total points was $924. Now, she played mostly slots this cruise. She did roulette a couple of sessions, and it didn't go very well, so she decided, well, I'm going to go try the slots. And then when she found that one machine, she stuck with it the rest of the cruise. So she earned 924 points. Her cost per point was actually, they paid her 7 cents a point. That's pretty good when they pay you to earn your points. All right, so we'll just go with that. So combined, we each had a total buy-in of $3,905. Our total win-loss was a loss of $416. Our total points was 1,843 points. And our cost per point was 23 cents per point. So there it is. That is Utopia of the Seas. That is my Cruisin Debrief for that. Most of you see the strategies I play on the channel. Just kind of things that we've come up with. We've kind of tweaked them a little bit here and there. I tried several different ones this cruise. Some worked, some didn't. And then all of a sudden one would work that wasn't working before. So, of course, everything's going to cycle around. You got to pick the strategy for whatever the wheel's doing for you. And let's see, as far as the tables themselves, it looked like the non-smoking casino roulette table gave me the best points, but I didn't play it but just one session, just because I didn't feel comfortable in there. Let's see, as far as the other casino, there's 4 tables in the casino. So there's 2 tables right next to the where the cashier's at. And then there's another 2 tables on the other side of the casino. I stuck to the side over close to the cashier. The table closest to the cashier seemed to be my worst luck of table. I don't think I won a session on that table. The table away from the cashier, that's the table that I had the best luck on. And I stuck to that. I stuck to that pit for the cruise. So I had 2 roulette tables, and then we had a craps table on the other end. I kind of stuck to that pit the whole cruise. I never moved over to the other side. It's not that it was a smoking section or a non-smoking. It's just kind of, it just felt more comfortable on this side of the ship. That's where I stayed. That's where I played. And, you know, because everybody has their feel about how things are going whenever they're playing like this. If you don't feel comfortable, don't stay with it. That's kind of my suggestion, because it can cause you to go do some things you probably shouldn't do, make some bad decisions, and really get in trouble. The only thing I regret is that last session of roulette, where I bought in for $300. I shouldn't have bought in for $300. I knew I was down already for the day, and I should have just bought in for $100 and got $2 chips and just tried to do a little session. But the thing is, I was trying to get my money back. I knew I was down, and I was hoping that one of the sessions, was going to work out, right? And I was just going to kind of get, $100 back or something like that. But it didn't work out. But that's how it goes. All right. And let's see. I don't know if there's anything else at the moment. So anyway, so that's the Cruisin Debrief for Utopia of the Seas. And, I've got a new segment. Check it out. What the heck, Royal? What the heck, Royal? So really, Royal, is that the best you could come up with? A sink the size of a shoebox. All right. I mean, I'm a bigger guy. I mean, I'm not a large guy. I mean, I'm average, but it's like when you're picking out the sink for the newest ship in the world, this is the best you've got. Come on now. So there it is. What the heck, Royal? Well, thanks for joining me here on 35-to-1 Roulette Cruising with my Cruisin Debrief for Utopia of the Seas. Until next time, happy cruising. We'll see you. Bye.